welcome to today's episode of Conflicts TV. Today we're going to talk about a question that a lot of people actually ask me about, and so I'm doing this video so I can not have to explain this again. The question is, can I invest in a fund that is not regulated by MAS? And clearly I'm sitting right in front of their building. So when people ask me this question, the natural reaction is, why do these funds exist in Singapore? Like, why would there be funds that are not regulated? So it's like saying open architecture Apple, or a democratic Trump, or reasonable Putin, or Chow Wei with straight hair, right? So they shouldn't exist, especially if they are dealing with public securities like equities. And the answer I get would be, number one, that these funds have a quantitative strategy, so they use technology to analyze, therefore they are fintech or tech, and then if you're a tech company, you don't have to be regulated. So that's kind of the weird thing, right? So if you're managing a fund, whether you use technology to analyze, or if you just get a bunch of monkeys to throw darts, that's still managing a hedge fund. Then if you're sitting in Singapore, that means you have to be regulated. And then to address the issue of whether if you're using technology, you don't have to be regulated. So it's kind of weird. Like, so if you think of I don't know, like a Bloomberg or a Fintech, like a technology enabler, right? Then, and you're providing the data, and you're not directly managing the fund, then perhaps you can get away with it. But if you're using technology to decide like what to invest in, then you are considered to be in the category of fund management. So let's give an example of a doctor. Right? So you go to see a doctor, he has to perform surgery on you, and then he uses machines. So can he tell you that, oh, I'm gonna use the machines or robot hands to operate on you, therefore I'm a robot operator or a technician. So it doesn't matter whether I'm a doctor or not, or whether I have a doctor license. Like, you wouldn't let him operate on you, right? So the same logic applies to this. Whether the fund manager needs to be licensed or not. And it doesn't matter whether he's using technology. And then the second reason that people give would be, oh, the fund is not domiciled in Singapore. So the fund manager is here, but then the fund is in a Cayman or BVI or Guernsey. Then actually the answer is like, it doesn't matter, right? So if you're a fund manager based here, then you have to be licensed. Doesn't matter whether the domicile, whether legally the fund is here or not. The third reason that people give is that the fund manager is actually trying to save investors money by not having all these like regulatory requirements, because then you have to hire somebody to do compliance, you have someone to do the reporting, and you have to pay the lawyers, and no one likes to pay lawyers. Then that's also weird. Like, going back to the doctor analogy, right? Then just imagine a doctor telling you that, okay, I don't have a doctor's license because I didn't go through medical school, or I didn't do the housemanship, but that's actually good for you because I'm going to charge you less because I don't need to comply with all these regulations. And again, you don't want to let this doctor operate on you, right? So that's the same logic once again. And so we cover the common reasons for people to give for 1, 2, 3. And then my answer to whoever asked me this question would be like, don't do it, or why don't do it, or if you decide to invest anyway, then please don't come look for me if something happens, or just tell people that I did give you this answer, or I don't want to say I told you so. Okay, so that's it for today's episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.